I don't think he should be making £1 million on a book deal. I think he should be in jail. There are simply laws about this. I mean, the misconduct in public office, he should be charged with that, because misconduct in public office says that if you abuse the trust of the public in a way that you know to be false, you should go to jail. In 2011, he said that London owed its economic success to its membership of the single market. In 2013, he said, I'd vote to stay in the single market. I'm in favour of the single market. I think we should be able to trade freely with our European friends and partners.
Questions are getting better, Femi. Well done.
Thank you. So he knew that Brexit would damage the country, and it has cost us £100 billion, according to our own government's figures. And essentially, Jeremy Hunt has actually accepted those figures. He has known this would damage the country for a long time, and he did it anyway, and it has cost us £100 billion during our worst time ever. If you or I lied to HMRC and it cost the public purse £1,000, we'd be in jail. He lies, it costs us $40 billion in tax revenue.
Anything Boris has been seen guilty of, he's been punished for already in terms of the party. He was given his fine already.
I'm sure a 50 quid fine really hurt Boris Johnson where it hurts. It's not just the lies. The parliamentary inquiry showed that the handling of COVID was the worst public health failure in UK history. So they wrongly locked down late, and people died as a result of it.
All the things that you said, Storm, in the introduction looked at the negatives. We've not actually pointed to the positives in what was an extraordinary term in office, for good and bad. He pioneered the vaccine programme. He was ahead of the pack in terms of leading Europe's response to Ukraine.
Pioneered the vaccine programme.
Do you think this will be a memoir like no other, Femi?
I think it definitely will be. I just don't think that people who illegally damage the country should be profiting from it to the tune of £1 million. You say that he pioneered the vaccine. I don't remember him with any test tubes. He was in charge whilst the people who actually did the vaccine. I find the idea that the man who spent 6 years saying we shouldn't listen to experts is somehow credited with an expert victory.
If we hadn't left Europe, we would have been stumbling along with the rest of Europe in playing catch-up with getting out of vaccine rollout programme.
Congratulations, that's a lie. The European Medicines Agency says they do not control which vaccines countries roll out. Slovakia and Hungary are EU countries, and they bought Russian vaccines independent of the EU. The MHRA, which is the UK's medicines regulator, said that we bought our first vaccine, we authorised it under EU rules. So the idea that you can credit Brexit with the vaccine rollout is simply a lie.
You know, history relies on primary sources, and the closest you get to the primary source when you want to know an event, the better. Anything in history, you want to hear from World War II veterans, you want to hear from anybody who's been at an event.
Wait.
So he might as well record while it's fresh.
So you're saying that Boris Johnson should be the arbiter of truth over the last 7 years?
I'm saying he should be the arbiter of his story.
His story.
His story.
His story's worked out really well for us.